Hello, everyone. My name is Tom Sloan. I am a math teacher here at Lyons Township High School. I am in charge of Algebra 2 honors for your son or daughter. And so I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce myself a little bit and also talk about our class, Algebra 2 honors, that we're going to work on this year. As you can see at the top of the page here, I am currently teaching Algebra 2 honors and pre-calc honors, and I have taught several classes, basically everything at LT that's a math class except for calculus. Taught different levels of Algebra 1, I've taught different levels of Algebra 2, and I've taught geometry. I taught geometry over the summer this year, which was entirely online, so that was good experience in preparing for this year. So that's a little background of classes that I've taught here at LT. This is my 24th year teaching, and it's my 22nd year at Lyons Township High School. So I'm getting up there in years. My email address, tsloan@lths.net. Please feel free to reach out if you ever need anything, or if somebody's going to be missing class or get sick or any of those kind of things. Please feel free to communicate. My background is there. I don't really want to talk about that very much, but I went to U of I in Champaign and worked in the business world for a couple of years, and then got my master's at DePaul to go back to teach. And I spent 2 years at Naperville North, and then I've been at Lyons Township since 1999. Outside the classroom, I currently coach boys basketball, and I have coached girls track at LT. When I was at Naperville North, I was also assistant athletic director there for a couple of years. So, I've done a few different things outside the classroom in the school environment. Personal, I'm married. I have 4 kids. Our children are between ages 4 and 15, which is a nice wide gap there. The reason that I share that is just to let everyone know that I'm coming at I always come at teaching from the perspective of a teacher and also a parent, but especially this year, having 4 kids of my own, I understand the unique challenges that families are going through right now in, having kids handle the quarantine, the pandemic, everything that's going on in our world right now, and trying to get the kids back focused on school, learning remotely, challenges of having multiple kids at home, all trying to learn on the same computer system at home. And I know that it's very challenging. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that I understand where you're coming from. And if you have any issues, please let me know, because this is new for everyone. And then some general comments about my philosophy, especially with what's going on right now. As I already said, this is definitely a unique time that we're going through in the world here. There are lots of challenges. There are lots of obstacles to everything that we're trying to accomplish in the world, including education. Normally, when kids come into my classroom, I think most students would say that Room 203 is a very lively, interactive, and fun place to be. We learn a lot. It's a challenging academic environment, but I try to do it with a smile on my face and have our classroom be a place that students want to be and feel comfortable. So I'm going to do my best to make our classroom this year, even whether it's virtual or in person, the same type of environment. I'm going to try to foster that same environment, that atmosphere, even when the students aren't in the classroom with me or together. I also think it's important to acknowledge up front that learning through a computer screen virtually is more challenging for the students than it is in person. And I am going to do my best to continually evaluate how things are going and what we're covering and the pace and the workload. I think the most important thing that I put in this document is the word flexibility. Flexibility is always important when we're talking about education. I feel like I try to be flexible every year, but I think this year it's more important than anything because most people have never tried to learn this way. Most people have never tried to teach this way. So, plans that I have are in pencil, and trying to make a long range plan at this point is difficult because we're trying to see how things are going to go. So, I'm going to be as flexible as I can and as understanding as I can. And that's why if things come up at home, please let me know because, you know, this is uncharted waters for pretty much everybody. Um, Last general comment here, I am going to uh, do what I can to minimize the screen time for the kids, both during our virtual sessions and especially outside the class. I know how important it is to get the kids off devices and off screens. So I am going to try to avoid assigning things outside class time that would involve using screens to the extent that I can. To get into some specifics about our class, Algebra 2 Honors is a great class. I've taught it for several years now. The students are very talented. They're very motivated. So I'm looking forward to another year doing that. When am I available for extra help? The school has set aside times for everybody before school, 7:45 to 8:45 and 3 to 3:15 or 2:50 to 3:15 in the afternoon. All I ask is that the kids get in touch with me in advance to set it up because I need to open up a special Zoom, excuse me, to connect with the kids. So if I know in advance, then we can get that set up. Drop-in center and math support room, those are not available right now, since we're not in person. We do have a private tutor list that I can forward to people if we're looking for extra help. How is the class going to be graded? The school has made some changes that you may or may not have been aware of. Things that are considered formative, like homework, quizzes, things that you would call practice, those are no longer allowed to be included in our calculation of grades. So the only things that are included in our grades are summative assessments. For math class, that's mostly tests. Other classes would have like big projects and papers. If we have any of those would be included, but for the most part, it's going to be test scores will count for our entire grade. At this point, we are not planning on having a final exam at the end of the semester. The main reason there is so that we have more time to cover material. We're going to be a little bit tight with time, so we're not going to set aside time to go back and review and then take a final at the end of the semester. Retakes, students will be allowed to retake any test, assuming that they need to. They can do that within 2 weeks of the original assessment. The last assessment of the semester probably won't be allowed to retake because of the time constraints at the end of the semester. If they complete all the mandatory assignments within the unit, then they will be allowed to do the retake. What does a virtual class look like? Presentation of new material. I'm doing a lot of that with recorded lessons that the students watch during the class period so that they can pause and rewind and go back, and then we don't have to worry about missing things because of Zoom breakdowns or anything like that. We're doing some group breakout rooms for kids to work on problems and communicate with one another. That's gone pretty well. We have a software website called Delta Math that's really good for practice during class. Most of the assignments that I'm going to give are probably going to be book assignments, again, because of the screen time issues that I noted earlier. I try to allow time during the class sessions for the kids to work on those assignments, which gives them a chance to ask me questions. And then also we've done some one-on-one individual breakout rooms for kids to get chance to talk to me one-on-one. I have about 20 seconds left here. I will post everything for each daily lesson on Canvas. I will update grades on Infinite Campus for quizzes and tests as soon as I can. And again, my email address, tsloan@lths.net. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks for being here tonight, and hope to talk to everyone soon. Take care.